Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear GoMango. Happy birthday to you. GoMango's birthday. 1 year ago today, my buddy and I went and picked it up way up in Mound City, Missouri. Pretty long drive. I worked out the deal with Lee Brown, who is my go-to salesman for just about everything vehicle related, and we took Orange Crush up to Mound City, Missouri, dropped it off and traded it in on GoMango. It was a very difficult decision to make. A lot of people have sent me emails and asked me questions like, man, why did you get rid of Orange Crush? It was such a well-built vehicle and it ran fast and all those things. Well, technology changes over time, and Orange Crush was getting to be 8 to 9 years old. The computer systems in the new offerings from Dodge had my attention. The Hellcat coming out with 707 horsepower had my attention. And then I had the opportunity to race one at the drag strip at Beach Bend. It was my buddy Craig's. And he beat me by just a tick, but we were side by side all the way down the track. I think I ran a 1099 or a 1098 and he ran a 1095, something around there. We were side by side all the way down the track, and I was looking through his passenger window, and he's back like he's just on a Sunday drive in his automatic Charger, and I was driving like my life depended on it in my 6-speed Challenger. And I was just getting kind of fed up with all the fighting with the 6-speed, and so that was one of the things that kind of got to me, that it was so easy for him with just drag radios on his car, and here I was on slicks and skinnies and everything else trying to match those times. So finally made the decision, made the phone call. Lee happened to have a leftover 2016 brand new Hellcat sitting on his lot, which was the color that I wanted, GoMango. I refer to it as GoMango, as you've heard. And so we decided to go grab it. So I definitely didn't want to drive Orange Crush all the way to Mound City, Missouri. It was about a 10 or 11 hour drive if I remember right. So I called my buddy Greg, who has a Ram and a trailer, a Dodge Ram and a trailer, and I said, man, you got anything going next couple of weekends? If I pay gas and lodging and all of that, can you ride with me to go get this car? And he agreed, but he wanted to do it overnight. So he literally showed up at my house at about 10 p.m. on a Friday night. It was March 31st. We rolled out of the driveway about 10:30 after we loaded Orange Crush on his trailer, and we motored straight on through all the way to Mound City, Missouri. I believe we actually got to the dealership about 8:30 in the morning, and I was so tired I could barely sign my name on all the paperwork that was required when, obviously when purchasing a new car. I kept messing my name up trying to write it, and I told the guy, I said, man, I don't know what is going on, if I'm just typing too much at work and I'm not used to writing anymore. And he said, well, haven't you been up all night? And yep, exactly. So I was just so exhausted I could barely write, and we still had to make the trip all the way back. Talking to Greg, I thought for sure we would stop somewhere and spend the night, but he used to drive a 18-wheeler semi back in the day, and I guess those guys just go. And so he said, no, we're headed straight back to Middle Tennessee right after you pick the car up. So went on a test drive with Lee, checked the car out. He showed me all the features and all of that good stuff. We loaded it up on the trailer there at Mound City, Missouri, and headed back towards Middle Tennessee. By the time it was all said and done, we rolled back into my driveway about midnight that next Saturday night. So I had been up, got about 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday to go to work and all that. Greg picked me up at 10 o'clock Friday night. 6 a.m. Saturday, I'd been up 24 hours, and then another 18 hours before I actually went to bed. So pretty exhausting. I don't ever want to have to do that again, but I was glad to have the car home safe and parked at Speedy's garage. And cars with souls, they tend to have stories behind them, and this one's no different. That trip where Greg and I drove all the way to Mound City, Missouri to pick it up, did it overnight, that adds to the story that goes with the ownership experience of this particular car, and it's something I won't ever forget. And obviously I was a little bit worried about who the new owner of Orange Crush would end up being. Would they be a car guy that somebody would appreciate the build and the quality that went into that car? And I'm happy to say the gentleman that purchased it, very good, solid guy. He called me and asked me a couple of questions before he bought the car. They were very valid questions, you know, behind the engineering and some of the wiring, and very pertinent to how the vehicle was constructed. So I felt good about him buying it. He's kept in touch with me, sent me pictures. He's done a couple of small upgrades to it. I'm hoping we'll get to see it again at an event before too long. He took it on the Hot Rod Power Tour in 2017, out enjoying the car and loving it. So that's exactly the kind of owner I hoped it went to, so I'm glad it all worked out. So with picking this car up so close to Challenger Fest 8, which occurs every April, that was really the first event that I took it to. Since I'm the host of Challenger Fest, I didn't really get too much time to take it down the track or anything. I think I made one pass just goofing off to see kind of what the car felt like on some worn out drag radials. So no times to write home about, but at least made one pass in the car. But that was the first time it really was out and to an event. And that was kind of fitting too. It's a Challenger Fest is an event that I put on each year, so it was nice that the very first event that I actually took the car to was the one that I promote and organize. And so just like Orange Crush had its own story, so too does GoMango. So after Challenger Fest, I started kind of thinking about what it was I actually wanted to do with the car. Did I want to add horsepower? Did I want to start modifying it any kind of way? And I actually in the end decided to just see how fast I could get the car to go with minimal changes. I wanted to do some safety things, so I did do a one-piece 4-inch aluminum drive shaft from the drive shaft shop. And then I used the same wheels and tires that I actually ran on Orange Crush. I had the weld wheels with the slicks, the 28x10 Hoosier slicks. The front runners wouldn't fit, the weld front runners wouldn't fit over the Hellcat brakes, so I ended up picking up some 18-inch diameter Dark Star front runners with some Hoosier tires, or I'm sorry, M&H tires on the front. And really that was about where I was going to stop. Now I did go ahead and put the stripes on. Those came with the car. They weren't installed on the car, but I picked up the factory stripes and have those installed. And then I had a gentleman come out and do a ceramic coating on the paint to protect it, make it very easy to clean, and then a clear bra on the front. The front end of Orange Crush had some little nicks and spots on it from all the road miles and things like that, going back and forth to the drag strip in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and things of that nature. And the front end of these cars is big and flat, so I wanted to avoid that on this particular car. And so that clear bra has really worked out well, and I don't have a scratch on it, so it's great. So armed with my 4-inch aluminum drive shaft and my race wheel tire setup, I headed off to the track. I did about 15 minutes of weight reduction on the car, got it set up like I wanted to take it to the track, and we ran a 1051 at 131 in Alabama at Alabama International Raceway. And my goal really for the car was a 1070. Orange Crush ran 1085, 1080, I think 1085, 1089, somewhere around in there, at about 128 miles an hour. Sometimes it would do 130, but typically 128, 127, somewhere like that. And so my goal was really to just match or be just a tick under what Orange Crush was able to do, just to make me feel good about the purchase, right? I mean, it's an automatic and it's way easier to drive, but I at least wanted to match what I had done in the old car. And to go and run a 1050, I was obviously thrilled, and GoMango has already exceeded my... And with that, now here it is, April 2018, rolling around. Challenger Fest is coming up in a couple of weeks. This time I'm hoping to make a couple more passes down the track. We'll see. Running the event, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I'm going to try to at least make a couple. I've got my tire and wheel set up. I got the good drive shaft on it, so it's good to go. I think I've had a couple of call outs on some folks that want to actually race me while we're there, so that should be fun. And now I'm just going to drive it and enjoy it and think about what I might want to do to it next. I'm sure at some point I'll get to where you know, to go to the track, it'll run a 1050 or whatever every time it goes. I'm hoping I can maybe get it to run a high 1040 before it's all said and done and I start making any changes. But eventually, you know, how it always is, we'll want to start changing some things up. I'm thinking about maybe a tune or something along those lines to start with, just tuning it and seeing what we can get out of it before we do any pulleys or anything like that. And then we're just going to go out and beat up some folks, beat up some Camaros and Corvettes at the track, hopefully, and see how fast we can get this thing to run. And really one of the greatest things about cars like these and being in the car culture is the friends that you make. That's been one of the biggest reasons I've continued to do Challenger Fest and why I love these cars so much. I wouldn't know Greg, my buddy that I just went and we took his car up to OST Dyno, if you missed that. He went with me to get this one. I wouldn't know him if it weren't for that original Challenger that I had back in 2009. We got to be friends because of that car, and I've made a whole bunch of others as well as a result. And being in that car culture, I just love it because you meet such good people that are like-minded, and you can talk hot rods and just go out and have a good time with them. So like I said, cars with souls start with a story, I'm glad this one has started. It's been its first year. It's been an awesome year so far. We're heading out to Challenger Fest 9 coming up, and I'm hoping that's going to kick off another great year. And that's really about it, I guess. Happy birthday. GoMango. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit subscribe in the bottom right hand corner to see more like it. And also check out my website, www.speedysgarage.net. And we'll see you out there.